Hey guys, it's Matt here from Ecom Success Starter, and I'm glad that you joined me. These are the 5 simple steps for you to start making money on Amazon. Now, a real quick rundown about myself. I've been selling on Amazon for about 7-8 months, and I've already sold about $85,000 to $9,000 worth of product. Now, this course and this channel is really meant for you to start on Amazon. If you're a beginner and you're looking for easy steps to start making that kind of money on your own time, I can teach you. And I've made mistakes along the way, and the reason I wanted to create this channel was for you. I wish I knew some of the things that I know now whenever I first started. So I'm going to share some of those with you, and I've had consistent success, and there's no rule that says you have to wait a certain amount of time to share what you think is going to help people. So here I am, and I hope you get some value out of it. My videos will be daily, so please stay with me, and let's just jump right into it. Step 1, you have to get started. Easier said than done, right? But it takes initiative. It takes you actually signing up and kind of getting into it to really see, well, absolutely to see any results. So here's how you do it. Just go to Amazon.com. There's 2 different ways to sign up. The first being merchant fulfilled. That means you're not charged anything to be a seller. You're going to pack your own product. You're going to ship your own product to Amazon. There are 2 different ways that you can sell on Amazon. The first is merchant fulfilled. There is no monthly fee to be a merchant fulfilled on Amazon. So what this means is you're going to be finding your own product. You're going to be sending it to the customer on your own. You're going to be responsible for basically everything. Now, what I am is a professional seller. This is where you send your product into the Amazon warehouse and they pack your product, they ship your product to the customer, they invoice, they do customer service, they do returns, they do a lot. So this is a great method. There is a free trial, and then after that, it's $40 a month. This is what you need to know. If you sell under 40 units a month, it makes sense to be a merchant seller, and here's why. Professional sellers cost $40 a month, and for every transaction that you do as a merchant, it charges you about $1. So obviously, if you do under 40 units, you're going to be under that $40 a month, thus saving some money on the fees. But if you do over 40 units a month, it's going to make more sense to limit the amount of fees that you have, and the $40 a month will help you there. Step 2, finding the product. Now, a lot of people have different ideas on this, but I'm going to give you the absolute basics, what you really need to know. You need to buy products that make you money and have enough demand. So we are going to go into both of those in much more detail in the coming videos. But there's 2 different apps that I like to use. The first app that you can use is the Amazon Seller app. On there will be a scanning tool where you are going to be scanning barcodes, and the app will tell you, based on what you buy it for, if it's a profitable product. And the other app that I like to use is called Profit Bandit. Now that's the one that I personally use, and Profit Bandit does have a free trial, and then it's $10 a month. But if you don't want any costs, then I would definitely recommend the Seller's app. But what if you don't want to start with any cost at all? You can absolutely use your own products that are lying around the house that you may not use. Used electronics, used video games, books, board games, really anything that you can either type the name into your app or scan a barcode if it has one, and what is your cost? 0, because you already have it. You just may not be using it. Maybe there's old toys that your kids really wanted and now they're just collecting dust. You can put those all on Amazon, and that's one way to find product. The other really simple way to find product is to scan. Scan. I'm sure you've seen that in other videos. Well, what does that really mean? You can go to thrift stores like Goodwill, Salvation Army, Savers, and you can actually scan the barcodes of board games or books, or they have electronics. I've heard of people selling phones. They find really anything that you can find, and your cost is going to be very, very low because you're at a thrift store. You can also do this at garage sales and yard sales, estate sales. These are the best places to find cheap product that'll give you a big return. Now, keep in mind, I'm going to tell you how to intelligently buy in much more detail because there's things you need to know about warranties and about what's considered new, things like that. And we will discuss that in the coming videos this week. But that is honestly the basics. I would absolutely recommend, if you're a starter, start with what you have. Step 3. Now you have all this product, what do you do with it? Well, if you're a Amazon FBA seller, that means fulfilled by Amazon. So you will be sending your product into the warehouse, and then from there you are done. But how do you get there? You have the products, you type in the name of the product to the Seller Central website. So this website will be your dashboard for your sales, your inventory, for everything. So you can go under Add a Product, you type in the product's name or the barcode number, the UPC, and you find the current listing on Amazon. And there will be a yellow button right about here that says Sell Yours. Now keep in mind, whenever you're scanning products, there's going to be certain products you're not allowed to sell for whatever reason. Maybe the manufacturer doesn't want resellers selling the product. Maybe you have to be a seller for a certain time period to be allowed to sell products. For the most part, in my experience, you're going to be able to sell most of what you scan and own. On the applications that I mentioned, there is an option where you can turn on restrictions, and it will tell you before you buy it if you're allowed to sell it or not. So once you've found all your listings and you have a list of products, it looks great. All you do is highlight the products and you go up to Send and Replenish. It's actually a button under your inventory tab, and this will allow you to send your products to the warehouse. So it'll categorize all your products. You type in the quantities for each product. So if you bought 5 of the same board game, you type in 5. If you have one book of a certain type, then you type in 1, and so on and so forth. Then you click Print Labels. Now you want a certain kind of paper. It's called 30 up paper, and all it is 8x10 paper that has 30 sticker labels on the paper. You load that into a printer, you click Print Labels, and nice and neat, it'll organize it for you. It'll print out all the labels based on the quantities that you put in. If you are packaging a product, you want to make sure that your barcode that you just printed is on the outside of any type of packaging you place your product into. And we're going to get all into this, guys, about packaging, how to package used products or books, things like that, as the videos continue. So please stay with me. So you put all the barcodes over your product. Now what? You click Next on the Seller Central, and then it'll categorize all your products into shipments. So just because you have 20 products doesn't mean all 20 are going to the same warehouse. And this is for logistics. Amazon chooses where to send your products based on shipping times, who needs them. So they try to place your product in warehouses where it'll simply get to the customer faster, where they may have more space, things like that. So for example, if you do have 20 products, it might break down your shipments into, let's say, 3 different shipments. So it'll show you when you expand those shipments, which products go in which shipment. You collect those products, you put them in the corresponding shipment, which means you put them all in the same box, and then after all that's done, you click Print Box Labels. So just as a side tip, guys, a tip I can share with you, you really can't find boxes any cheaper on Amazon. I've looked, and the prices are absolutely ridiculous, and unless anything has changed. But I definitely would recommend going to Walmart. They're about 80 cents to $1.15 or something like that. It's a fairly negligible amount of money. 4 boxes. You're always going to know what sizes they have. They're always going to be available. They're always going to be in good shape. You're definitely allowed to use any boxes that you have. You can also see if you can find free boxes. I've done that too on Craigslist. But a little tip, the ones at Walmart are great. They're always going to be there. They're cheap. Definitely would recommend that. So once you packed up all your inventory in the corresponding boxes, then you are ready for shipment. After you attach the box label to the box, you're all done. You take your shipments and you send them to UPS. Now you go to UPS because Amazon has a contract with UPS. We get great shipping rates. So I think that whenever I shipped a box that was nearly 50 pounds, it cost me maybe $15 for a 50-pound box. If you ship something that's maybe 3 pounds, it'll cost you $1.30, something like that. It's very inexpensive, and you do want to go to UPS to drop off your shipments. Step 4. Pricing. Now, whenever you create your listing, or I should say find your listing, whenever you typed in the name or the UPC, you click sell yours, you're going to choose the price. Now, there's two different mindsets here, okay? You can lowball and yours will sell very quickly, or you can put a few dollars on it and be somewhere in the middle or on the first page of the prices, and it might take a little while. So let's say yours is here and you have a few sellers that are above you. Once they sell, then you will sell your product, but it might take a little longer if you have a higher price. Just so you know, when I mention pricing, you can go into your inventory. You click active under inventory on the Seller Central website, and it'll show you in a few days when your inventory actually arrives, when it actually hits the Amazon warehouse. From there, you can click on the product itself in the Seller Central website under your inventory. That'll take you to the Amazon page, and it'll show you all listings for the same products, including yours. So if you want to get rid of your product faster, you can price the lowest if you choose. You can also price maybe in the middle if you're trying to make a little more money. Just keep in mind it might take a while, or it might take a very long time, because as people add their product, it's going to keep bumping you down. So keep that in mind. Just a final thought, and I know that pricing it might be a debatable step per se, but it's very important. I don't want you to rack your brain over it. You can absolutely set the price and then forget about it and kind of let it go. But if you're wondering, why am I not getting sales? It's very likely because of a price reason. If your product is down here and you have a lot of people stacking on products constantly, yours may never be reached. So just keep in mind, it might be good to check your inventory and your competition's prices once a day, maybe a few times a week, but by no means do you need to check it every hour or every few minutes. You're just beginning, you just want to see that the process works. So feel comfortable just setting the price maybe at the lowest or near the lowest and leaving it as is. Step 5, replenish. And what do I mean by that? You want to keep sending in product to Amazon, whether it's more product of your own, whether it's product you find thrifting or going to stores, because as you sell product, you need to replenish that inventory to keep giving yourself a chance every week to make money. But when you're first starting out, you can absolutely start with maybe 1, 2, 3 shipments and see how it goes, to see it kind of works, and then go from there. But when you run out of inventory, you're not going to make any sales. So you want to make sure when you can to keep putting inventory into Amazon. So that's it, guys. And obviously the best step of all, I didn't mention it, but watching those sales come in. I can tell you, as someone who gets paychecks from Amazon every other week, which is when they pay you, it's a great feeling. And I just wanted to share what I knew as far as how to get started, the basics, and then throughout the week, if you could stay with me, we're going to teach you some skills, some techniques, some tips, some things you want to avoid that I wish I knew whenever I was starting. Again, I think that there's no rule that says you have to wait a certain amount of time to share with people what you think will help. So I'm trying to give you some value, and I hope that you get some value out of this video and my future videos. So if you like this content, feel free to subscribe. We're going to come out with a course, a full course, to teach you step by step on your own time how to really master Amazon. Hit that like button, and I'll see you on the next video.